Good morning everyone, welcome back again to this second season of Going to Ground. The autumn brings with it a new routine very often. The early mornings for a start are darker, so I won't be able to greet you at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in beautiful sunlight on the Marlborough Downs. It'll be a bit murkier, and I may need to film at different times of the day and post at different times of the day, but that's okay, we'll do what we can with this. And I'm shortly to pop off to Devizes to take my daughter there. Each day I go now to take her to the bus stop at the Pelican Inn, where she takes the coach to Art College in Trowbridge, where she's doing her foundation year. And that's very exciting, and we're so relieved just to get underway again with another way of life. And we're hoping, praying that it might continue and be possible for everybody to stay in school and college. We hope that's the case. And the holidays are still just a clear enough memory, I hope, for you for them to feed and sustain you. And holidays are meant to do just that, aren't they? They're a hallowing of a part of the year in order to bless the whole and sustain and carry us well beyond when we return. And I wrote this piece this summer about our holidaying in North Wales, and it was posted on my blog, and I'll be reading a few of the things that I wrote over the summer for you in these next weeks. But this is called Mawddach. Holidays hallow the whole year, hold a sacred place in our past. In almost every grief-stilled living room I have entered, notepad and teacup poised, like the mood between spillage and restraint. It is to holidays the bereaved return, as if these were the weeks that mattered. The caravan in Morecambe, that place in the lakes, the crammed car, Dad more relaxed. This homing in isn't disproportionate. We know full well the other 50 weeks of the year are where ordinary life occurred. It's simply our need for Sabbath, for certain seasons to be festive and different, to renew the balance and make sense of the rest. As a child, fascinated by the succession of dates on the spines of my annuals, on my father's parson's pocketbook diaries, summer holidays formed a chain of memory, a way of telling the time. I took pride in being able to reel off the years and the locations, straining to focus the earliest blurry recollections, the older the better. Most powerful of all in personal myth making are the destinations we revisit, whose simplest features, which would soon be dulled if we were to remain there, become totems of wonderful recognition. The cafe is still there, extending our infant delight in repeated play, in disappearance and return. Once laid down, these dormant impressions can be awoken in a moment, so it only takes a waft of wet bracken and I'm back in North Wales on another reluctant walk. Snowdonia through a thermos-fogged windscreen. This August, at short notice, we were invited again to Mawddach, a house in Barmouth where we have stayed every couple of summers for 15 years. Formerly the home of Himalayan adventurer Bill Tillman, lost at sea in his 80th year, piloting a tug towards the Falklands. The glowing ashes of his image, dauntless behind moustache and pipe, still greet visitors aboard. Mawddach affords an unrivalled panorama of the Mawddach estuary as it yawns into Cardigan Bay. Mostly we've driven here late at night, often after evensong on a Sunday, descending through a notch in the crags above Dolgethley, to peel sleeping children from their seats and arise to a landscape that places all else in the background. Slate hills, purpled with heather, the viaduct's delicate neckline, Cadair Idris climbing through Theophanic mist. Our friends are selling up, so this will be the last time in this God-haunted spot, particularly poignant for teenagers anticipating their own opening horizon. There is consequently a heightened desire to rekindle former joys, from the car soundtrack, Glory Bound by Wailing Jennies, Jesus Land by Ben Folds, if you're interested, to day trips, Harlech for junk shops and fabric, Tannable Station on the Festiniog Railway for the enveloping sweetness of steam from a footbridge. Just before Harlech Castle's formidable silhouette crowns the headland, we pull off to find the church of St Tanug, buried in the dunes like a snoozing grandad or abandoned dinghy. An unpromising prison to begin with, its plain medieval shell houses possibly the oldest Christian foundation in the country, presumed to date from St Patrick's Irish mission in the 430s AD. Inside, prone or prostrate by the altar, is the Ingenuous stone, a striking 5th century pillar, inscribed Ingenui with its owner's name and carried, so it is thought, from the Wicklow Hills of Ireland. Until the 1960s, with common sense utility, it was employed as a lintel over the church door. Tannog is associated with this church only, and holy days stretching back over the sand. May your memories and holy days sustain you into this season. God bless you as you go to ground.